This recording has started. And if you do have any queries, please don't hesitate to speak. And there's also the chat box, but sometimes I think it would be good for you to use the voice as well. If you have any queries, you can ask. And this session is actually on APA referencing, and some of you people, I think, are new. So for these students who are new, we are having a simple session on using the APA referencing style. And having said that, I think I would like to mention that some of you may already have had some experience in using referencing, maybe in Villa College or maybe elsewhere. So for some, this session may be, a kind of a supplement that you can actually get some information about. And if you do have any queries when you're writing your assignments, you can still ask questions, right? And we will be more than happy to help you. I would like to mention Mr. Yasir, who is actually heading the academic writing portion here. And I'm sure, he would be happy to help you as well. And he's currently running so many sessions on tutorials, online tutorials. And you could actually join and do your work there as well. So some of you may actually may already have started your courses, and very soon you probably will be writing your assignments. So in due course, you will be working on. So let me actually start this session. Just give me a few seconds. I think we've got 14 students. If you would like to say something, you are free to say so. And just I would like to ask you once again whether my voice is clear.
Yes, very clear.
Thank you, Asra. And also for some people who may have joined this class outside Male, I'm not sure whether you are receiving probably maybe as clear as it were here, or I'm not sure whether in different locations in Mali also maybe as clear as to me as for some of you. So depending on the location and also the kind of what shall I say, the gadgets that are available. So you may have some difficulties or maybe okay. So how many of you have had any prior experiences in writing styles, APA?
I have used before UV Howard. It's
Oh,
very
UV
good.
Howard. So have you finished UV Howard thing now?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're on a different program.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you, there is not that much of a difference between UV Howard, Bristol, and APA. So if you're familiar with UV Howard, you will also be okay with APA. And APA, for some people, appear to be a little bit easier, perhaps, for some people, because there are certain differences in APA and UV Howard. I'll wait until 5 minutes and then I shall begin. And you can also write your answers in the chat window. I have a few exercises there, and they are really kind of easy ones. And first I will actually explain, and then later we will go on to do a little bit of exercise, and that's all. And of course, this session will also be followed by more of these. And if you do want any individual help to, we will be happy to give them. Right. Now I am presenting. Could we see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. And also you can receive my voice. So let us begin. Mm. Now, I would like to cover today like in-text citations in APA, as well as how to write the reference page. So part of this session will actually be regarding how to write your in-text citations. In other words, how to write your references in your assignments. And then the second part would be something to do with writing the reference page. In this session, we will be covering this APA. This is taken from the APA 6th edition, that is 2017. In-text citations are made the following ways: author prominent referencing, information prominent referencing, direct quotes fewer than 40 words, and direct quotes longer than 40 words. So these are the components that I will be touching briefly. And some of you may already have had some experiences here. So I would like to know whether you've had any experiences. Is there anybody who would like to say something? I can see that there are 42, 43 students and quite a few, and you can write your answers in the chat box. We've got 45 students, right? And if you do have any queries, or if you have done something to do with APA referencing or any other kind of referencing, you can actually, you're free to say so. Right. The first one that I'm going to talk about is author prominent referencing. As you can see in author prominent referencing, in the first line here, it says Jones 2005 argues that. You can see that the author's name, surname is written in front, followed by a bracket, open bracket, and then in the bracket we insert the year. And close the bracket, and there is no comma after the bracket is closed. So it says there argues. Now, what kind of word is argues? It's a reporting verb. It tells you what the author is doing there, right? What Jones is doing. He's arguing. By the way, Jones, probably it really doesn't mean that there are many Jones there. It's just one person, Jones. Okay. And Jones argues that this is author prominent referencing as the author's surname appears at the beginning and the date is enclosed in bracket. Now let us see. There's a slight difference between people who do the English APA style, and also, there's a slight difference between people who do Divehi referencing. So you guys don't need to worry about the Divehi way. And in APA, you will see that the author's surname appears when you are giving in-text referencing. So I hope that's clear, and you can insert after saying, whatever argues or whatever word that you use in the reporting verb, you can then enter the text in your own words most often. Unless it is a direct quote, you can enter your own way of saying it, but making sure that the author's message stays as it is. You do not actually tamper with the message. You can use paraphrasing, you can use direct quote, so you can even summarize, and there are so many ways that you can do it. And we will be actually giving you something like this in a different session. Okay, do we have any queries? So you're free to ask. Now, up to two authors, when we have two authors, we use the surnames of the two authors in in-text referencing, and it appears the way it is here down. Jones and Dixon 2009 argue that. Now this time you see that there's a difference between Jones and Dixon, because Jones is singular, so argues. So make sure that your subject verb agreement stays correct. Otherwise, you probably will lose marks. And it can happen in so many ways. Sometimes, maybe, some students may not know the subject verb agreement at all that well. And, or even if they know, it could happen that you're writing sort of quite quickly, and you might overlook, some of the mistakes that you might actually make. For example, typographical errors and, spelling, and, so many little things. And even sometimes meaning of the sentences that also can creep in your assignment. So make sure that you do a very good proofread before you actually submit your essay. So as I've said here, Jones and Dixon, and you can see that in the author prominent referencing, the word and is used. It's not ampersand. It's the ampersand is the symbol for and here in the author prominent referencing, we do not use the ampersand. Any questions? Or am I going too fast?
So is this in-text reference?
Yes. In text. Yeah, so did you have any problem there? I can see that we got something like 63 students, and that's quite a few, I would say. And if you do have any queries, if you do have any difficulties, please write your queries, or better, you can speak, right? That I will be, all right. So I think, there are some responses. Some of the students have said that they do not have a problem. Okay, so I will go back to the slides. So when you have two authors, that's how you're going to be using it. And if it is author prominent referencing, then of course you write the two authors' surnames and with "and" in the middle. Now let's have a look at this one. We've got 3 to 5 authors. So if you're actually extracting information from an article, can be a book or it can be any source. If you are using some information written by 3 to 5 authors, use all the 3 authors or 5 authors' surnames the first time and use et al. Subsequently. So let us see what it means here. If you are actually referencing an article written by 3 authors, the very first time you use it in your assignment, use the 3 authors' names. What names? 3 authors' surnames. Now here you can see that Jones is followed by a comma, Dixon is followed by a comma, and then we have the last one with "and." Okay, and Frank, 2019, describe. So this is the first time. At this moment, I'm not actually giving you the text that is written by somebody, but rather I'm interested in informing you or letting you understand how to use the number of authors that you may be referring to while you are writing your assignments. So after you write the first time 3 to 5 authors, right? Then you would use that in the subsequent times, maybe when it is followed. So if you're using it, let's say a second time or maybe a third time, then what you need is you will have the first author's surname written, followed by et al. Now, be very particular about et al. Because et al. Really means "and others." And please write it correctly. After et, there is no full stop. After l, there is a full stop, followed by the year, and then describe subsequent times. Okay? So, yes.
I have a question.
Yeah, please ask.
While writing, that first time, why do we write a comma after Dixon? Do we have to write the comma?
Yes, I'm afraid it is so. But you see, if you have 2 different people, 2 different authors, you don't have. But then if you have 3 people and 4 people and then 5 people, this is how it's written. This is how I actually took it directly from the APA 6, and which is 2017. So Jones followed by a comma, Dixon followed by a comma, and Frank. So most often when we write our sentences also, when we make a list, when we write a list, what happens is, let's say oranges, comma, bananas, comma, and then something, something, comma, and then at the last one, followed by a comma, and then you write, and then you give the last item, don't you? Yeah?
Yeah.
So,
another question.
Yeah, please.
Do we have to write in the alphabetical order, the surnames?
Well, I think that's a very good question, though. I think what we do is we tend to write the names of the authors the way the order they appear in their article. Okay. Are we clear?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
yeah, when you refine an article, in this article they will write the names. So I think they probably will speak about them before they write. Who's going to be first, who's going to be the last. The first person probably will be the most prominent person, and then followed by number 1 and 2, 3, so on and so forth. So if you follow that order, that will be okay. All right.
Yes.
And if you have 6 or more authors, then what you do is you just write the first person's name, surname, and then you write et al. And there is a dot there after L. Don't forget that, please. And then you insert the bracket. In the bracket, you write the year, and then you continue writing the message. So I hope it's really clear.
Sir,
Okay. Yeah.
the session will be uploaded to Moodle, right?
Yeah. Of course, it will be. Yes. And if you do have any queries, I think I can actually help you, and Yasir and me, we would be glad to help you. So anyhow, yeah, okay,
Okay, thank you.
welcome. Okay, author prominent referencing continued. When citing two authors, use the in-text reference in author prominent APA guidelines. Just suggest the following way. So here is something that is more. Here's the first name, that second name, and the first name, second name, in the sense that the first author's surname as well, and second author's surname as well, and then you say write the bracket, and inside the bracket you write the year, and then use some reporting verb, and then you write your text. And it will be, of course, you will know that most often you need to paraphrase, you need to summarize, and hopefully we will actually be able to give you a few sessions on that as well. Okay, having said that, let me actually alert you to the fact that when writing academic, whatever, assignments, please make sure that you do not leave any room for careless mistakes, spelling mistakes, mistakes with punctuation, mistakes with subject-verb agreement, mistakes with sentences that do not actually have a complete meaning. Make sure that you read your assignment over and over again, and if necessary, you can actually even show it to your friend. Maybe you can even show it to a colleague, or maybe sometimes it can be your parents, your mom and dad, or brother and sister. Really doesn't matter who can actually be of help to you. Make sure that, so that sometimes what happens is, when you write your article, you are in it for a long time, and you probably might find it difficult to spot all the mistakes on your own. So it probably will be a good idea for you to show it to someone, so that they would actually spot the mistakes more easily than you can. Okay, so here, note that in paraphrasing, use the word and, not ampersand, when citing. So this is very important. Okay, note that in paraphrasing, use the word and not ampersand when citing. Now, let me ask you, what do you think paraphrasing means? It's not on paraphrasing. This session is not on paraphrasing, but just who could actually tell me?
Excuse me, sir, I can.
Yeah, please
I
go ahead.
think it is just changing the wordings without changing the meaning.
Yeah, that's
Refresh.
excellent. Yes. Yeah. And it's for some people it's easy. Paraphrasing easy for some people, but I find it very difficult. It's kind of very challenging. So some people might think that when you do paraphrase, changing a few words, it would be, well, it's more than that. It is more professional. It's let's say it requires more thinking. It requires more careful planning when you do paraphrasing. Okay, that's it. And with 3 or more authors, use the surnames of the first 3 time and then use et al. Okay. So here, Jones, comma, Smith, comma, Liu, comma, and Huang and Kim. So the last 2 names are connected by this and. Okay. It's a joining word, isn't it? And is a joining word. So that's how you do it. And then I hadn't actually put in a full stop there because that it should be followed by some message written by these people. So note that in the above example, the author's surnames are separated by a comma and before the last author, right? After the comma and is written before writing the year in the bracket. I hope that this is clear. Do we have any queries? It's fairly simple, isn't it? It's not that problematic. So let us try and go to a new slide. Write your answers in the chat window. Here are just a few exercises. This time, what you're going to do is you're going to find out, say, what type the following different styles are. Right? White 2007, for instance, sought assess language improvement in student writing by measuring increasing in the number of morphemes, words, and clauses in student essays. So let's concentrate on the first one. So what kind of referencing style is this? The first one. Let us write our answers. I'll just go back to the screen. Take a look at author prominent. Yeah, I think that's enough. That's quite good. Yes, it's author prominent referencing, of course. Mariam Saida, I think I've seen you somewhere in a previous class. Are you there?
Yes, sir. You took the quantitative research for us.
Okay, right. Yeah, you look familiar, right? Anyway, yeah. Okay. So that's great, people. So the first one is author prominent, and that's correct. And many of you have written the answers. Let's take a look at this one. They interpret discourse. By the way, there's a spelling error there. Discourse by analogy with their earlier experiences, which are organized in their heads as scripts or schemata. Right here, example written Shank and Abelson, 1997. So let us take a look at the second one. What do you think it is? Could we write the answers, please? That's correct, I guess. So I think this is fairly easy. Right. Yeah. Okay. Arusha and yeah, Mariam Saida is, that's okay. That's very good, I guess. So, you know, this is quite easy. Let's go to the third one. Finally, with some modification, the literature review is a legitimate and publishable short scholarly document. So you got Lacombe and colleagues, and so many things there. Let's see whether you can recognize what they are. Okay, right. What do you think it is? The third one. Direct quote. I would like a little bit more. Could you add to the direct quote what kind of direct quote it is? Or direct quote? Information prominent direct quote. Huda, well, let us get back to it a little bit later. Okay. And I wish we had more answers. Could we have more answers, please? Information prominent citation. It's new to me. Yeah, right. Okay, Abdul Rashid. Yeah, Fatmat Yasmin. Yes, it's a text quote. Yeah, that's right. Can you please go back to the slide? Okay, no problem. There's the slide. We are on the third one, aren't we? Finally, with some modification, the literature review is a legitimate and publishable scholarly document, said Lacombe and colleagues. Yeah. So let us see what you make of it. Yeah, right. Somebody has hit the nail on the head, I guess. You've written that it is a direct quote, which is fewer than 40 words. Of course it is, yes. Yeah, that's right. That's very good. Okay, let's go back to the slide. And of course, this is a very easy exercise. I mean, I like giving easy exercises, not that difficult ones. Okay, here it is. So let's take a look at the fourth one. Here, I would like you to give me some more whatever. It's I think it has a few mistakes there as well because I did it in post haste. Doctoral students, but anyhow, I'm going to correct it before I actually upload it in the Moodle for you. It says there are doctoral students seeking advice on how to improve their literature reviews. We find little guidance worth heeding. Most graduate students receive little or no formal training in how to analyze and synthesize the research literature in their field. And they are unlikely to find it elsewhere either. So, you know, this is the kind of thing. So let us go back to the box and then see what you are going to write on it. What do you think it is?
It's a direct quote.
It is a direct quote, yes. Direct quote more than 40 words. Yes, of course it is, yes. What's the difference between a direct quote, which is fewer than 40 words and more than 40 words? Yeah, Mariam, that's more than 40 words, yes. I think, you know, the main difference is that in the direct quote, which is fewer than 40 words, you have Exactly. That's right, Huda. That's right. Yes, you use quotation marks if it is fewer than 40 words. And that's the only difference. That's all. Okay. Otherwise, everything else is the same. So I hope everybody is perfectly clear on how to do this in text referencing. Okay. Now spot the errors and correct them. So we've got 4 sentences here, and I'm asking you to do it. And let us see. We've got the first one is North, 1998 in the bracket. Point out, this approach offers no clear theoretical principles from which to evaluate good writing, nor does furnish advice that can help accomplish it. So let us see. Probably there might be more than one mistake, and let us see what you can actually think of.
At first near north there won't be any.
Could you repeat it, please? Yes.
There won't be any comma near the name and between
Oh,
the year.
I see. There won't be a comma after North, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Then what about the comma after 1998?
that is also wrong.
That is also wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Anyway, there is no comma there, right? Okay. I think that's correct. Note there is no comma there. Point out this approach offers no clear theoretical principles from which to evaluate good writing, nor does furnish advice that can help accomplish it. So, is that all?
I don't think.
There should be points out, not point out.
Oh, why?
Because North is a single person, so we had to use S there.
Right. North is one person. Yes. Yeah. Very good. Yes. It shouldn't be point out. It should be points out. Yes. That's all then, isn't it? So are you sure that, yes,
I think it's all.
you think that's all? Okay, wonderful. Yeah, right. Does anybody have any different ideas?
I think there should be a full stop after the year.
There should be a full stop after the year. Oh, you mean North 1998, bracket close and full stop?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Let's see whether the others agree with you. And I think there's already one person who says that there is no full stop or comma or anything after the closing of the bracket. Let us see which one is correct.
Yes, there should be no full stop.
There should be no full stop. Yeah. Okay. That's clear, isn't it? Okay. So the lady who just asked me the question, because I can't see your name because I'm on the screen. I'm on the sentence. So, I'm not actually, I don't see it at the moment. Anyway, that's good. So can we go to the second sentence now?
Yes, sir.
Do all of you agree with me? I mean, agree with the lady who said it? Yes, we can go to the second one.
Yes, sir.
Are you all sure?
Yes.
You guys are very perceptive, aren't you? Let us see. Let us see if I can spot. Are you sure it's all correct there in the first sentence?
Shouldn't there be inverted commas?
There will be inverted commas. Where?
Like this approach offers no clear theoretical principles.
Good writing. It has inverted commas, doesn't it?
This before
This.
this.
Oh, points out that this approach offers no clear theoretical. Well, it doesn't appear to be the author's direct quote, so it would not actually need inverted commas. Do you think it would? Okay, it doesn't. So all of you have agreed that the first sentence is correct then. Okay. Right. Are you with me then, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us take a look at theoretical principles. The term theoretical principles. Do you see anything funny there?
Yes, A is there. We have to write.
Ah, yeah, that's right. You didn't see it, did you?
That's a tricky one.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, yes. So it should be LES, right? Because we're not talking about school principals like Said here, in high school. Okay, so that must be principles, right? Let's go to the second one then. Let us see, by the way, it probably might be, we might have more than one mistake. And let us see whether you can figure those out. Go to the second one. Here's an author saying that observes that the expressivist manifesto is essentially
Comma
a
should
romantic.
not be there, sir.
Sorry?
After here, comma should not be there.
Oh, okay, Rashid. I think that's correct. Yes, yeah. And otherwise, it is okay, isn't it? Right. Okay. Let's go to the third one. There shouldn't be a comma there in 1986 after. Yeah. And let us take a look at the third one. Groban and Still 2009 argue that most novice researchers are not provided much needed assistance for them to address their concerns. So that one is correct, is it not?
We had write A and D and so.
Oh, all
That's
right.
simple
Yeah.
because-
Sure. Okay. So it should be, you should actually get rid of the ampersand and then write the word there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now let us, I hope everybody has written the answers, and yes, there I am actually, this one, let me see. Okay, let's go to the last one. And here 2011 observes that, and then the case of which, okay, right. So that's correct, isn't it? What kind of sentence is that?
Direct quote.
It's a direct quote, yes. Okay, so that's correct, isn't it? So I might be actually trying to convince you that is something, convince you that something wrong, something wrong is right. Any ideas? Do we have any ideas? I cannot hear any person speak. So could we say something?
After closing that inverted comma, then we had write full stop, I think.
After closing the inverted commas,
And we had full stop, I think.
we have to
We use the full stop.
use a full stop.
Yes, sir.
are now integrated. So after, oh, you mean after the inverted commas, then you would have the full stop. Is that right?
I think so.
You think so? All
Yeah,
right then. Hmm?
it's right. So
She is right. Uh-huh. Okay. Now, is there anything else that you want to change in it?
How about the first comma? Is it necessary?
The first comma observes that comma.
Yeah.
Okay. So let us ask some others. Do you think that is needed, people? The first comma. I think, Rashid is asking a question. Is it Rashid?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. So do we need a comma after that or don't we?
I think we need.
You
I
think you
think
need?
we need.
Yeah. Right, Rashid. After, because, observes that and then you go into the direct code. That means the direct code should actually start with a capital letter and then it goes on until it ends. And then after it ends, only can you write the full stop, and the inverted commas will be after the full stop. Okay. These are kind of very minute little things that sometimes we tend to overlook. So my thinking here today is to make your eyes open, keep your eyes open for these little things that at the end might make you lose marks. So make sure it doesn't happen. Anyway, is that correct then? Is it correct with this inverted comma thing and then all that?
The sentence is correct as it is.
You think it is correct? Any others? Do we have any others who have different ideas? Okay, now let me give you the answer. Now, since this is a direct quote, which is fewer than 40 words, we need to have the page number, don't we? People?
So at the end
Yes.
of the sentence, the page number should be written, and after the page number, the full stop will come.
After the page number. Well, I think, yeah, it happens. See, now here we've got the author's name and then 2011, right? And then you can, that 2011 in the bracket will be followed by a comma and then P dot and then page number. And then, you can finish the sentence as it is. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So let us hope that this is cleared. And let me actually continue. Wait a minute. I think we are running into, it's about 3:46 now. So we've got something like 15 minutes. Okay. In-text referencing information prominent. Let's take a look at this. Now, in-text referencing information prominent reference is used in the following way. Many LT students find it challenging to paraphrase well. Jones, 2015, which is information prominent because it appears at the end. There is no reportive verb used, and then it has full stop after closing of the bracket. And that's one author. Okay? And that's correct. Let's take a look at the second example. Many L2 students find it challenging to paraphrase well. Now this time, this is written by two people, Jones and Evan, 2020. Now you can see that in between Jones and Evan, we've got ampersand. That's how it should be. Do we have any queries? Okay. If we go back to this one, the native speakers of English make fewer grammatical errors in writing. Jones, Evan, and Raja. So here, again, we've got three people, Jones, Evan, and Raja, comma 2000. So there is no end between the first and the second person in the surnames, but it's separated by a comma, and then even and Raja, so that again, we've got the ampersand there. That's the first time. Okay. Native speakers of because this is three people there, right? Of English make fewer grammatical errors, and we've got here these three dots. Does anybody know what these three dots are called? Any idea? Just for the sake of asking, do we know what it is? Do we know the name of these three dots anyhow?
I think etc.
Sorry?
Etc. maybe.
Your voice is very
Alex.
soft, dear. What do you think it is called?
Does that mean there is more than the sentence?
Well, if you have these three dots, it means that some words have been omitted there. But what I'm asking is, what's the name given to these three dots?
ETC.
Sorry?
Ellipsis.
ETC maybe.
ETC.
I
No,
don't
somebody
know.
has. I think somebody has given the
Ellipsis.
answer. Yes, it's an ellipsis, isn't it? Very good. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. And let's think of these multiple sources. Employers have not been left out of the opportunities, as internships will provide them with affordable support, fresh ideas, and possible future hires. We've got Rothman, comma 2007, followed by a semicolon because multiple sources. There are these. There is one message taken from the different sources. The first one is taken from Rothman 2007, followed by a semicolon. This time it is Cannon and Arnold, comma 1998. I think there is a mistake here because it's in the bracket in the information prominent referencing, and that and I think should be replaced by an ampersand, right? Okay. In-text referencing direct quotes fewer than 40 words. Now here, this is what we should be getting it. The last time, I think, we did it in the a few slides, before this one. We didn't have that. And here, I think, this is the way it should be. Even though internships may seem challenging, comma, and there it's followed by direct quotes, right? Inverted commas. Internship, you can see that I is capitalized. Experiences can increase both student degree satisfaction and the likelihood of employment upon graduation. Close inverted commas, there is no full stop there. And then you have got the author's name, followed by a comma and the year. And after that, again a comma, and then this time it's a P for page, dot 38, and then closing the bracket, and then we've got the full stop. Now, is it clear?
What
So-
about if it's more than one author?
Sorry?
What about how we have to write if it is more than one author?
More than one author. You mean if you have, then you would write the three thing that the three authors means that the first time you write three authors, and subsequent times you would write the et al, and then followed by the year, and then comma after that P and
The
dot.
only difference is that page number, right, sir?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and
Okay.
if you have, let's say that some direct quote actually runs into 2 pages, And then you can say 39, 38, followed by a dash and 39. Okay. Let's go to the second one. If the direct quote is more than 40 words, the text is indented, right? Indented means that you punch in a tab so that the whole thing actually will be something like 2 centimeters or so into the writing. Include it in an indented, freestanding block of text without quotation marks. There is no quotation marks if it exceeds 40 words. And at the end of the block quotation, cite the quoted source, page number in parentheses after the final punctuation mark. Let's hope that it is clear. And when you look at the example, I'm sure it will be clear to you, but my explanation may not at all that be that easy. So anyhow, when you look at the examples, you will see it is what it is. Okay. Whether I shall turn out to be a hero of my life, or whether the station will be held by anybody else, these pages must show. To begin my life with the beginning of my life, I record that I was born, as I have been informed and believed, on Friday at 12 o'clock at night. It was remarked that the clock began to strike and I began to cry simultaneously. Dot. There is a dot there. And then we have Dickens 1896 P.1. So here that's a direct quote, but it is, since it exceeds 40 words, there are no commas, there are no inverted commas, but then after full stop, you write whose it is, giving page number. Okay, so probably this must be Charles Dickens, I guess. Right then, people. So I think we are nearly done for the class, and let me, how to write the reference page. We've still got 5 minutes. Most students use books and journals for their references, and there are several other sources like in-text citations. Like, for example, just using the in-text citations, reference page 2 has some similarities. APA uses hanging indent as shown below. Book by one author. So here you got the hanging indent in the sense that the second line is always indented there, and followed by a third line, fourth line, it will be the same. So you have got George, comma, that is surname, M, the middle name, and then W, and dot 2008 dot again, the element of library research, what every student needs to know. So this is actually the main title of the book, and this is the subtitle of the book, or the other title, but which followed by a colon, and after a full stop you have the publisher, right? Princeton University Press. So that is how it should be. To create a hanging indent in one word, you can press the control key without the letter T. So press the control key with letter T, and then you will be having it automatically. And here, we got say end, it appears there end, and then names of the people, their surname and initials, and introduction to research methods, and statistics in psychology. So here is the name of the book anyway. So when you have a book, the name of the book is italicized. How to write the reference page? Unknown author, and if the author's name is not provided, write the reference page the following way. So anonymous, right? You don't know who the person is, and followed by a dot there after the year, and food safety shake-up needed for the USA. Now here, this is actually a journal. It's not a book, right? So therefore, the name of the journal is actually here, and then you have the what you have written, what the author has written actually is in straight. So unknown date, and the same thing here. APA citation guidelines. Here you got the site, you've taken it, right? The HTTP. The Royal Institute of British Architects. ND stands for no date. Shaping the future, right? Careers in architecture, retrieved from whatever. So this appears to be a book. And book or report by corporate author, organization, association, or government department. So when you think of a corporate author, it really means that, you know, you're talking about an organization. Let's say that you're talking about the Ministry of Education. So Ministry of Education is appears to be it should be a corporate author. So here, International Labour Organization, you can write International Labour Organization here in full. But in your in-text referencing, you can actually go and write it International Labour Organization first, and then you write ILO in subsequent times. So equality at work, double dot, taking the challenges, International Labour Conference report, Geneva, Switzerland, and then, you know, you have the author is of course International Labour Organization. That's how it should be. Here it is again, and this is a chapter book, and when it comes to the question of writing it, you can refer it, and then, you know, you can get familiar. So the first few times, you know, when you attempt it, it probably might be a little bit of a challenge. That happens to everybody, doesn't it? Here you got Kesley, T, and all that. Groups and play in elementary schools in AA Twins. So here, this is the chapter, but it is found in Dewin's edition. This is the edited book editions, school-based play therapy, and second ed pages. Here you can see that after the edition, you have got a comma to be inserted. Double P, that's for pages, and dot, and then you got 257. Followed by a dash and 282. So that is this chapter is actually from 257 to 282. And here you got the published, you know, New Jersey, and then you got the publisher there. So it's the city or the place where it is published, and then you got the John Wiley's and Sons is the publisher. So let us hope that we are clear on it. It's exactly 4 o'clock, so shall we just finish it off? And here is another
Sir,
one. Yep.
I would like to say something.
Yeah.
Yasir sir says in the chat box to fill an attendance form. In the attendance form, the student email address, it says for the form says that it should be a number. So I'm not able to submit the form.
Oh, I see. I hadn't really thought of that. I think, you know, if the worst comes to the worst, what you then need is please write, everybody please write in the chat box present. So I will record it and then send it to Yasir. Okay. All right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, right. So conference paper online and all that. So here again, this is what needs to be done there. And this is November. Mentoring in higher education, issues to be addressed in developing a mentoring program. Paper presented in the, you know, Research Education Conference, Singapore, retrieved from http www. And this is it. Okay. So let us hope this is the last slide. I guess so. Oh no, it's not the last slide. We've got 2 more coming. So journal articles, in the journal articles also, you know, what we need to see is that the what you write, what the author has written, the information has, what you have taken the information from would be actually in straight, and then the name of the journal will be in italics, and then, you know, you have the volume and the number, and then the pages, and then the date that you have retrieved it, you know, will be there. So that is it. How to write you know, web page references, and that I don't think I'm going to concentrate too much on these. Must be more or less books and journals, so, you know, that be it. And then also chapters of a book might be, you know, something that is very useful. And I think, you know, that's basically it. And then you can look through the newspaper article also, and reference books also, and then if you do have any queries, you can actually get back to me. Okay, then I will close off here. And let us go back to the chat box. Could you please write present, everybody? I will stop recording now.